Khalid, what's up, man?
What's up?
So nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
It was great to have you at We Can Survive a little bit ago, performing at our show. Dude, it looked so much fun. Do you still love performing like as much as ever?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, although the time goes by, living in the moment is the best. And I don't think anything can compare to walking out on a stage and seeing thousands of people scream words that you wrote. It's crazy. I mean, I love performing. I have so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fun is it to see fans that are like, still singing every single word, especially after like taking some time off and working on new stuff and like still rocking with you after all this time?
It's like a little time capsule, I feel like. I mean, I feel like I closed my eyes. I woke up and it's 2024 and it's like 8 years after I debuted. But the fact that people are still holding on to the love for that long shows me that all those intentions that I might have taken years later when I was younger, they all set up for an incredible, beautiful future. I'm just having so much fun. People are talking about American Teen, how much they love it, and then they're also talking to me about my new album, Sincere, how much they love that. So it just goes to show them I'm continuing to do the right things.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on Sincere, by the way.
Thank you.
It's been so fun to see it roll out and you like excited about new music and what you're working on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Do you feel, it's crazy how much success you've had so young, because you're still super young. Do you feel older like after having so much success early on?
Maybe it's the age 26 that's kind of like, okay, well, we're getting closer to 30. I mean, for me, I had my first hit, I was 18 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
And at that point, I felt like I was older than what I was because people are coming to me and speaking to me about, oh, you have so much wisdom and your demeanor. And I'm just like, I'm 18. I used to go to parties and sleep in cars, and here I am being a pop star. So I feel like over the amount of time since then, I definitely have gained so much more maturity, more maturity, more clarity in my decisions. So it definitely, if it felt like I was way beyond my years then, it definitely feels like I'm way beyond my years now.
Absolutely. And wait till you do hit 30, and then we're gonna be like, oh man.
Oh
like,
yeah, who knows?
I'm Yoda at this point.
Who knows what I'm gonna be writing into?
Absolutely. Dude, how does it feel to be like the soundtrack for so much of our like memories? It's crazy to think about, again, how long you've been around with this music and the soundtrack to basically our lives.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I love when people tell me about how much my music means to them, or they speak to me about a story that my music was the soundtrack to. It's incredible. It just even defies my expectations that I had when I was first creating music. I'm just writing in my bedroom aimlessly. I don't know where this is gonna go, and then it leads to me living my wildest dreams. So I think it's incredible that people are like, hey, I've fallen in love to your music. I've fallen out of love to your music. I've experienced this to your music. I think it's great. Keep listening to my music. Keep experiencing life with it. I think it's incredible.
I love that people will tell you their stories. Like,
I'll listen to it too.
Does any stories come to your mind when you think about like, wow, why would you tell me that?
Just like, oh yeah, I mean, a couple of like, oh, this got me a date somewhere. This got me a date. Super casual stuff, or like, I'll hear things like, I met my person at your show, or I met my person through your music. Funny, random things. A couple of guys using my music to get girls. I mean, it's just what comes with the music. It's just what comes with
the vibe you present.
It's the vibe you present. It seems like I bring a good, I set a stage of love.
Yeah. I could tell you some location
in the
stories.
best way. To say it in the best way.
Sorry, man. I'm gonna have some candy. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Oh man, it's so funny. But yeah, dude, I love like hearing the stories from that music and then ushering in this whole next era. And you said you had to take some time to like refine that love of music. Yeah. What does that process look like? What does the last 5 years look like when you think about that?
Taking it easy, living life the way that it's supposed to be lived in the present, in the moment, living a lot in the moment, experiencing things through my own eyes, traveling, and creating and writing and trying things out, throwing paint on a board and being like, okay, well, this sticks. Throwing paint on the wall. Okay, this sticks. That sticks. I don't know about that one. That might not ever have to come out. No one will never hear this one.
Burn that painting.
Burn that drive. Right. But it's been a lot of fun, and I feel good and relaxed and comfortable and a low amount of pressure.
Love that.
So it just makes me more excited to keep going and what's next? What am I working on next? And just how many more people can I impact with this album? I think I'm just in a completely optimistic state about everything.
That's great. That's the wisdom.
Yeah,
26
exactly.
wisdom. It's a big, the frontal lobe's developing.
Right, right, really.
You talk about those life experiences, and you've had so many cool opportunities, and you're such a great collaborator, whether it's like Billie Eilish or Marshmello, or Halsey. Do you learn something new from every time you get to collab with someone like that?
All the time. How they create music, how they empathize with music, their stories. I think that's my favorite part of collaborating, is stepping into someone else's world and even learning about yourself as an artist. Like, I didn't even know I would be able to do these songs. When I wrote Silence with Marshmello, I was so in my head about that song. Are people gonna love it? Are people gonna think it's cool? I've never done a EDM song. I've never done a dance song. This is me stepping outside of my comfort zone. And then I sing that song, and it's just like the first time all over again. People love it. They ignite with it. So it really does teach me to appreciate music and appreciate other people's homes that they choose to live in creatively. I love stepping outside of my box and working with other people.
Do you feel like you stepped out at all in your comfort zone in this new project, Sincere?
Definitely.
How
Definitely. Breathe with Arlo Parks, where I'm rapping and I'm doing different things that I normally wouldn't do. But that's what's fun about being creative, especially when you're working on music and you're the only person that hears it. You can just take so many risks. I mean, I love making music that I get to drive home and listen to on repeat all the way home. I love that.
Totally. Well, with a 5-year gap between albums, when do you know when to like move on from an idea or like hang on to it maybe to where you think it could possibly fit into something in the future? Like, when do you know it's time to like shift on an idea?
I like the type of music that stands the testament of time. I love timeless music. So I'm honest about it. Sometimes I'll do an idea from years ago that I'll listen to and I'll be like, oh, this did not age well at all. But there's other songs that I'll do that I'm like, wow, this one, throw it on the album. I don't care if I made it in 2020, 2021. I love it. Throw it on the album.
Yeah. Wow. How do you know when it sounds timeless?
If I can still find myself through moments of laughter and smiling when I'm listening to it, if I can still find joy through my experience listening to it, I'm like, okay, this is a song that lasts. This is a song that people can live with.
Oh, that's cool.
Even when I made Better, I knew instantly that was going to be a classic just because of the way that it made me feel. And still does. I'm like, I can't even believe that song came out in 2018. You listen to it now, and it's like...
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Time is flying, man.
It really is.
That's crazy. But that's so interesting that you draw from the emotion instead of like, oh, man, technically sounding, this is a banger,
Yeah, because one of my favorite eras of music is the 80s. You listen to a song from the 80s, and it's like, wow, this is decades ago, and it still has an impact on me as an individual to this day. Those are the things that I want to do with my music as an artist.
That's so true. Like, we can hear a song from the 70s or 80s for the first time, and when it hits you or you feel it, that's how you know it's a timeless song,
exactly.
Right? People are going to be doing that with Khalid music. I can't wait for that generation, 2050. They're just like,
there's a few.
Yo!
There's a few that in my mind I'm like, this song will probably never go away. And I love that.
That's cool though, man. That's like, leaving your mark on music. It's amazing.
Exactly. Incredible.
Well, you said there was a song that like barely made the cut for the album, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know too? Also, like if it's going to make the album or not? Like, what's the process for deciding what makes the album?
I have a really good relationship with my music where I can respect my music enough to be like, we can't force every song on this album.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain moments where you're like you're overdoing it a little bit too much. And I had to be really honest with myself. Like, okay, I don't want to release a 25-song album, so how can I skim this down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
But even through skimming it down, for me, I'm thinking to myself, there's something missing in its core of this project. What's that? So then I get to thumb through all these old previous ideas that I did and be like, wow, I forgot about this song so much. You know what? This song needs to come right back. And that was Heat Stroke, and that was Long Way Home on my album.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and that was like the last week right before we turned in the masters. It's just, you got to just trust your intuition.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to hear about you like architecting it, like figuring out what is missing, what would make it like sound complete.
I close my eyes and I visualize this house, and I'm like, okay, this is how I want this room to look.
Wow, the album's like the house?
The album is the house, and each song are each individual room.
What's always the last touch on the house? Is it like the song of curtains? Is it a...
The last touch to me is when I find the song that I want to put at the end of the album.
The door.
Yeah, that's the final door when I'm like, okay, we can close this door now. Open a new one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, obviously, like, it's not that those songs are bad by any means. It's just different, right? It's like not the right fit at the time.
Yeah, I mean, do as you will, but I like things to have a theme. I like things to have a story. I like things to have a vibe. And when the vibe is disrupted. Doesn't mean that the thing that's playing is bad by any means. But it's just on a different channel, on a different plane. So for me, I like to keep things okay. For this album, I'm like, everything to me is within the same vibe, in the same space. And I think that's what I love the most about it.
Yeah. No, you could definitely tell when listening to the album, like that's the theme, and that's just the vibe it brings.
Job well done.
And you see, absolutely. And you see a lot of people doing when they have that not problem, because it's a good problem to have when you have too much music, but turning to EPs. Like even a guy like Hozier who put Too Sweet out on an EP, and now it's his first ever #1. Is that something you think about doing
all the time? I'm always thinking about dropping little side projects where I can be creatively expressive and try different things. And I'm always thinking about, okay, what can I do? I'm a great collaborator. One day I'll want to do a collaboration project again. And I'm always finding different things to be like, okay, what's an excuse for me to release a song? Can I just have one? Can I just release a song next week? And everybody's like, oh, it's a way we have to go about these things. So hopefully there's some more EPs and more projects. Well, there definitely will be more EPs and projects to come.
That's awesome. Well, it feels like you got to do that, and shine a really cool light on Own to You with Color Studios, getting to perform that song. Fun. Do you take the opportunity to really make it like a unique like live recording or performance when you get to do that stuff? Like, what do you try to bring to an opportunity like that?
I try to sing the song better than I sing it in the studio.
Sure.
And by that, I mean with more passion, more drive. I try to really sit in the space and live in the song, live in the moment when I'm doing it. And usually, sometimes I'll try different things, sing the song differently. It deserves its own performance. It's fresh and it's raw and it's vulnerable. I love singing live because sometimes you can just, play by the rules, or you could just do whatever you want. So I like that.
Do you ever try to change, like, not genres, but the music side of it?
Yeah, or sometimes I'll sing my song on top of another song. And
oh, you're doing mashups.
Yeah. Just like joking around with my band during sound checks, singing covers and singing mashups of my songs and other songs. I'm always doing things like that. That's the great thing about music. I mean, there's only a limited amount of keys, so you could find your song and you can mash it up.
It's gonna fit with something.
I love that about it.
Only a few months left of 2024. Again, that sounds insane. Are you a New Year's resolution kind of guy?
I've set intentions for the year.
Yeah.
I definitely will love to and will enjoy setting one for this year because I'm just excited to keep going. And I love remaining hopeful. I love it. I love what I do. It's fun. I find joy in it. So I have so many goals and so many wishes to come true 2025.
Manifest them. Gotta start now.
Manifestation.
It's October. Have to do it. You mentioned there's more to come before the year wraps, though. Would you care to elaborate? What's in the works?
More work.
More work.
So with more work might come more things, maybe potentially. I'm gonna give respect to the craft. If things go the way that I want to, hopefully you guys will hear a song or two from me again before the year's up. I think that would be really good.
Yeah, that'd be great. Where's your favorite place to be right now? Where are you loving being?
Favorite place to be? On my couch playing Fortnite, honestly, if I'm
Amen.
gonna be honest.
That's perfect. Hey, no, I'd probably answer the same thing. Maybe not
Can't
Fortnite.
complain.
I'm hooked on the NCAA football.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
stop,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like bad. I'm like recruiting kids at 3 a.m. on a college video game.
I'm
It's
like
weird.
a newfound gamer. Like I've loved games over the past few years, but one of my friends introduced me to Fortnite a couple months ago, and I just haven't left. I'm like
Wow.
every night, I just love it. I'm like
Wow.
I'm late.
I was gonna say.
I'm really late, y'all. Don't judge me.
So if I'm on there and I see Khalid hopping around, I'm like, that's him, dude. He's playing.
And I'm, hey. Let's just
What
say,
are you doing on Fortnite?
let's just say I'm doing my thing. Let's just say I'm doing my thing.
You're good?
I'm doing my thing.
That's so funny. It's definitely one of those games where it's like, oh, I feel like I feel like I wouldn't start because I feel like I missed the boat, but maybe I should.
No, you should.
It's timeless,
It's
just like
fun.
you.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you. See,
I'll take
bringing
that.
it full circle. What's something on your to-do list though? Because I'm troubling with like procrastinating at the end of this these last few months. What's on your to-do list? What do you have to do still?
Fitness goals.
Mm-hmm.
Fitness goals. I started going to the gym seriously around a year ago, and it's been so great for my sense of clarity, my mental health. So breaking some PRs and breaking some fitness goals and I'm holding on to this hair right now, but I don't know. Maybe by the end of the year, I might shave it all off. Who knows?
There we go. Clean slate.
I don't know. I'm spontaneous like that. So.
I might join you. There's days where I'm like, just
I'm like,
get rid
I'm
of-
tired of it. All right.
Yeah, I'm done, man. I hate drying my hair and everything.
Yeah.
But that's awesome that you're in the gym. What's your favorite? What are you trying to PR on? You benching?
Nah, I want to
Okay.
run a faster mile.
Yeah.
I'm like at an 8-minute mile. I want to bump it down to a good 7:30.
That's good. That's
7:30
solid.
before the year is up. We'll see.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be running.
Then those shows are gonna be next level. You'll be
Exactly
doing
what I'm
the
doing.
Fergie flips while you're
I
singing.
want the cardio. I want the flips, the back flips, everything. I'm trying to be a superhero on the stage. So.
Absolutely.
Working on it.
Is there performances in your mind too when you think of 2025?
I would love to do some festivals.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I love festivals.
Same.
I love the energy. I love checking out other people's music and experiencing music. And it's so joyful. It's the best place to be, being serenaded by all these beautiful artists around, all these people who are enjoying it. And then if you don't, if you're not vibing with something, all you got to do is just walk a couple steps next to the next stage. Got a whole different vibe going on.
That's so true.
So I would love to do some festivals in the near future. I think
That's
that'd be cool.
amazing. Well, it's so fun again to have you at our We Can Survive and such a great group too. I feel like I know you got to see
Awesome.
Benson and like
It was great, and they killed it.
Yeah.
Everybody incredible.
you really did, especially when it's a great cause,
Yeah.
So thank you again for doing that. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit, letting us know what's going on in your life. Is there anything left you want to let your fans know before we wrap?
Stay healthy. Keep loving your life. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Nice
Amazing.
and simple.
Hit those PRs.
Hit those PRs.
Ready
yo.
for a new year. Amazing. Khalid, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time.
Thank you for having me.